Welcome to this episode, Waking Up to the Real You. In this episode, I share my own story of waking up and tuning in. And I'm sharing this story in the hope that it helps you in your journey, wherever you're at. Thank you for listening. Hello, and welcome to this episode, Waking Up to the Real You. I titled this episode because it really describes the journey that I have been on. And first of all, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Julianne Clarke. I'm the founder of the podcast Simply Holistic Living. I'm also the founder of Julie Clarke Candles. And my background originally was in training and education, and I worked in that area for many, many years. My master's degree is in adult and community education. And one day, as I was busy working in the education field and running marathons and creating all kinds of tomorrows, I had a car accident. Somebody ran into the back of my car. And that was the moment where I was forced to stop. I found myself in the hospital that night, looking at a light bulb, wondering what was all this about, what was all my busyness about. And after that started a journey that I could never have known I was going to start, because my injuries that I thought were soft tissue were a bit more. I had a neurological injury and it took time to get that diagnosis. But I felt that I was going to get better. I didn't accept the diagnosis that I got from the medical people. And I had this vision of running the London Marathon. And I even went out and bought a pair of runners that were marathon runners. And I always remember the girl in the store saying to me, because I looked awful, "These are for marathon runners, dear. I don't think, they're for you." And I bought them and they stood by my bed. So there started my journey. I read everything I could read about recovery, about mind, the brain, because that was my injury was to part of the brain that controlled muscle movement. So I read everything I could, and then I came across a video on YouTube, Down the Rabbit Hole. No, it wasn't actually on YouTube. I think it was a friend of mine sent it to me. And I think it has now gone on YouTube, but Down the Rabbit Hole. And that really gave me inspiration for my recovery. And from there, I started to meditate. I meditated every day. I'd never meditated before, but I got a lot of comfort in the meditation. And I found the meditation really helped me to tune in and to connect and to be in that present moment. And through the meditation, I learned to accept where I was, to stop resisting and fighting. And that was, now looking back, definitely key in my recovery. But it wasn't a negative thing that I wasn't saying to myself, I'm never going to get better. It was to be present where I was with my injuries. That definitely opened a door for me, and meditation was a key part of that. The more I meditated, help started to come, and I started to read about things and hear about things. And one day, literally, a phone number was given to me, and out of the blue. And that phone number led me to a neurologist in Russia, who was the doctor who got me better, who got me fully better, against the odds. And now I was, I think, 4 years on post-injury. So it'd been a long journey, but I found myself in Russia working with this doctor, and he was amazing. This neurologist using scanner medicine. So from here, I knew that London Marathon was getting closer. And eventually, I got back to running slowly. Running slowly. It wasn't overnight. And then I looked and watched the London Marathon on the television, and I turned around to my husband and I said, we've got to do this. So we managed to get a group together to do a charity entry and a fundraiser, and there was 12 of us, and we all crossed the line, and I crossed the line in the London Marathon, and that was sweet. And I felt like I'd won millions. I felt like a multimillionaire. This was really a key moment in the journey that I'd been on. It was a moment of celebration and a moment of knowing that meditation really helped me to tune in and to bring my vision of recovery fully and living life and running the London Marathon to fruition, and really waking up to the real me. Roll on a bit of time. I had the opportunity to set up my own business, and my husband bought a business, and I helped him out in that business, and then looked at some opportunities that I thought were there, and I thought there's no going back. You can only go forward. So I set up Julie Clarke Candles out of love of candles. They'd been a big part of my recovery. And I just had a love of nature and fragrance and being still and that ritual of taking time out. So I set up Julie Clarke Candles 10 years ago now. And we started to trade, and it was all new to me because I was an educator, a trainer, completely new area for me, but very exciting. And it has been an exciting couple of years. And then I suppose I got busier and busier with the business, and I meditated less. I found myself getting a bit stressed and not connecting in as much to tuning in as much. And I came across a wonderful program, Irish psychologist Willie Horton, To Succeed, Just Let Go. I came across this online. It was actually a friend of mine who recommended it to me. She had done it, and I thought, oh gosh, when I looked at it, this is the program for me. So Willie Horton is an Irish psychologist. He lives in France, and he developed this amazing online program. I think there's 70 plus modules in it, but there's a lot of support. We meet every fortnight, and there's Zoom calls, and there's a private Facebook page, and it's a program that you work through. But meditation is at the back of that. And he explains a lot about the neuroscience behind meditation and rewiring our brains. And I really got more information about what I had done in my recovery through Willie Horton's program, and realised, the real power of meditation and the science behind it, and that it's such a practical tool. So about 2 years ago, I started on Willie Horton's program, and I got back into my meditation. And it was like riding a bike. I felt like I'd never left it. I had never completely left meditation, but I was only doing maybe 5 minutes in a day and not stopping, and not during the day. So now I am meditating in the morning, 20 minutes in the morning, through the day, stopping, pausing, breathing. And wow, I just have to tell all of you that are listening to this to really try out meditation. Everyone can meditate, and it really is just stopping. Listen to your breath. If you want to try breathing in through your nose for 4, breathing out for 8, and do that for a couple of minutes, maybe 3 minutes, and stop and just listen and be still and feel how that feels. That's a great entry point into meditation. But there are lots of meditations online. You can check out some of Willie Horton's guided meditations on his website. And there's lots of other meditations online I would definitely encourage you to do. So this episode comes from me to you with love and with encouragement. If you've not given meditation a go, give it a go. to tune in and really wake up to who we really are. There's so much noise out there. I know I got caught up in that noise, and I even got caught up in it a second time when I started my business. It's so easy to get caught up in that noise and to get caught up in creating the tomorrows. And just that moment where we stop and pause and take a breath and listen and connect within. That's the sweet spot. That's the magic. That's the magic moment where it all happens. So now I find if I'm busy, lots of things with the business, I'll stop. I'll even take an hour or two off and go in later and pause and meditate and be where I am, be present and set my intention for the day to be present. That's generally my intention, to flow, to be present, to flow, to surrender, to let go. And that's where things unfold. That's where life happens in this present moment. I never got this before as much as I've got it now. And that's why I'm so excited to come on this episode and to share this with you and to encourage you this week, if you've never meditated, to stop. Try even 3 minutes of that breathing in through your nose for 4 and out for 8. And then pause for a minute and feel what that feels like. Get into that feeling and listen to the silence. And other tools, other things that I use that might be helpful is going out and planting some plants in the garden, walking my bare feet in the grass, the kind of grounding, being in nature, just going for a walk, to go for a walk. Or not listening to music or podcasts, not bringing my phone, just going for a walk, to go for a walk in nature. And that's magic. Or taking time out, sitting by, I live near the sea, sitting by the water. Just sitting there for an hour, a half hour, whatever time you have. It could be a morning. Just being present. And that's magic. Waking up to the real you is magic. So I'm wishing you a beautiful day or evening, whatever time you're listening to this. Take care. And do try meditating. Bye for now. Julianne. So my takeaways from this episode where I've shared my journey, my story with you, I suppose my big takeaway is that we are not our thoughts. For so long, I thought, there you go. My thoughts, I thought that my thoughts, my thinking mind, that's who I am. And through meditation and my own journey over the last number of years, the meditation has brought me into that space, that stillness, connecting within, that knowing that thinking mind is not me. So now, when all those thoughts swirl around in my head, and I'm sure they're the same for you, when all those crazy thoughts go round and round and round and in your head, to know that those thoughts are not you. Pause, sit, breathe. In, breathe out. Feel your stillness, connect in. And that's the space that's really you. So that is what I'd love you to take away from this episode, is that we are not our thinking minds. And meditation is a practical tool that really helps to switch off that thinking mind and connect us within, to tune in to the real you. And that's what my journey has been about, and I hope it helps you. I know that Willie Horton that I've mentioned in his programme, one of the things that he has said that really struck home with me is that there is no hill, and we create that hill. I've created that hill. We all create hills through our thinking minds. But if we stop and pause and connect within, we know there is no hill. And it's a great adventure. To wake up to the real you is waking up to the adventure of your life. Take care.